Guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to a new video. So if you guys have been watching me for quite some time, you guys know that I don't clickbait. I don't make titles or thumbnails that make people watch these videos. The main point of my channel is simply just to educate, to inform people about modifications, reviews, or cars in general. I'm always just trying to help. If I was trying to get views, obviously I would do clickbaity titles and try to get people to watch my videos, or more people to watch my videos, I should say. And the main reason why I'm mentioning that is because you guys clicked on this video for one reason only. You guys see the title, you see the thumbnail, and yes, it is true, my STI has been sold and it has moved on to a new owner. So I'm actually sitting in the exact spot of where the STI has been living for the past 6 years of my ownership. And you know, this video is actually going to be my final chapter, my final video of the STI. We're going to go into way more detail and kind of go over everything in a little bit, but I did capture some moments and kind of my final days with the STI, getting it ready and everything, and also kind of passing it on to the new owner. Now you will notice that I didn't get much footage of actually, you know, the new owner, kind of that whole process, simply just out of respect, trying to give the buyer of the car the experience that they want. I don't want to shove a camera in their face. Make them feel uncomfortable and everything. So then once we finish up those clips, we'll hop back into the garage and we'll go into a little bit more detail as to why it's sold and just kind of go over it with you guys, and also to explain what's coming next. I'm very, very excited. I hope you guys are too. But for now, let's hop into those clips of the final days with the STI. All right, guys, so this clip is from the past. The last clip that you guys just saw, obviously you saw the car not here, but I wanted to kind of document this whole thing and kind of share, you know, kind of the journey, because this is part of my ownership, and, you know, passing the car on to the new owner and getting it ready for them is part of the journey as well. So after you guys see the clip and everything of the car leaving and kind of passing on to the new owner, we're going to head back into the garage and I'm going to have a little bit of a one-on-one with you guys, go over all the details of what's to come, what I plan on doing and everything. Because it is 100% certain that the STI will be replaced with something. So I will go into detail as to what that may be. I have a pretty good indication as to what it will be. So want to keep you guys informed and everything and let you know the scoop and what's going on. But as for right now, I got the car ready. I removed everything of my own personal belongings. So on the interior, I do have my insurance and everything like that, which I have to take with me since I have to pick up the new owner at the airport. But on the inside, as you guys can see, that is the window sticker. This is just all the manuals and everything. I was just looking in there. Everything is still wrapped in the cellophane. You can sort of see it in there, right there. So I never even really got into it, which I didn't really need to. That right there is the wireless CarPlay adapter for the iDoing head unit. But I got all the keys and everything for the new owner, all 3 keys, as well as the wheel keys and the lugs, or the locks. So they're there just so the owner can see them. I have a screwdriver so I can remove the plate, but everything on the interior is removed. And I guess the biggest, I don't want to say change, but the biggest thing that I did was fill up the trunk entirely of all these stock parts that I do have. So it goes way into the back. This is literally everything. This is all the stock fueling, the fuel pump, fuel lines, fuel rails, the stock turbo up pipe. I have these stock speakers. I have some coolant and some gear oil and stuff, since I'm not going to be needing it. And just all the other parts that I had laying around. This is all stock parts. Obviously the major stuff like the wheels and the exhaust, that kind of stuff I have sold off a while ago. And plus it obviously wouldn't fit in the car. I do need to fit the stock radiator in here. I also have the stock belly pan, the front under tray, that I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to fit in here. I'll try. I'll see if the new owner wants it, because right now it has a TBW performance under tray on there, which is very nice. But the car is going to Colorado and it will be daily driven. So maybe he'll switch it over. So I'm going to include that, obviously, because I have no use for it. But if you guys see in all my videos, you always see up there is filled with boxes. That is all cleaned out. That is just a few random things up there. That was a box filled with a whole bunch of STI stuff, which is completely emptied. There's some truck stuff in there, but that is it. Otherwise, completely cleared out. And the trunk is completely filled with all these stock goodies. There's no modifications or aftermarket parts in here. This is all stock stuff. But I figured I would show you that simply because I spent a lot of time getting this all together, emptying boxes and all that. So yeah, this is my last few days with the car. It is sad, but at the same time, I'm extremely excited for the new venture. I'm extremely excited to share the new journey with you guys. I took some time off, as you guys notice. I haven't been putting up videos and everything. I just wanted to kind of step out a little bit and just kind of recharge and just relax a little bit. I have been doing YouTube and posting 3 videos a week for the last 3.5 years, pretty much nonstop. In the beginning, I was doing 5 videos a week. So it's pretty taxing, but at the same time, it's always nice to kind of step away and relax a little bit and kind of get recharged. And that is exactly what I'm doing right now. I'm just taking some time to myself and kind of enjoying the downtime with family. And it's nice to just kind of not really think about cars for a little bit and kind of just enjoy the downtime and, you know, kind of just spend some time with the car myself and not being so focused on getting content and all that. And, you know, it's been really nice to take a little bit of a break, but I'm excited to get back into it. We will see kind of the upload schedule and everything and what happens once the STI is gone, but I will obviously update you guys. But I'm definitely looking forward to kind of getting back into it and showing you guys the new car and the new journey and everything. So might as well take a little clip of it in the garage, because this is the last time you guys are going to see this car in the garage. Since the next clip, you obviously are going to be seeing me drive it to the new owner. Like I said, I have to pick him up at the airport, and he is taking it from there back to Colorado. So it's going to be quite the drive for him, but I'm very excited for him to take ownership. Huge Subaru enthusiast. He is a much older gentleman, which I'm very, very happy about, because he is a big Subaru enthusiast. He had a 2011 hatchback, so he is very familiar with the whole entire brand and all that. And I'm looking forward to him enjoying this car as much as I have. And you guys know nothing has changed. It's been like this since November, since I kind of demodified it and brought it back to a stock-like state. You do notice that I have the stock tails on. I ended up selling to a friend of mine the OEM Plus modified taillights that I had. And he's been bugging me for the last couple years for those. So I put the stock taillights back on, which obviously weren't part of the sale. But either way, here's the car in its final form before it goes off to the new owner. One thing, or a couple things that I want to do before I head out in a couple days, is check the tire pressure, make sure we're all good there. Also retorque the lugs, which they should be okay, but I want to make sure for the new owner that everything is good to go. I also need to fill up, get him a full tank of gas. It's pretty much full, but I want to make sure that he has a full tank of gas before he takes it home and enjoys this car immensely. So I don't want to ramble too much, even though I already have, but I just wanted to show you guys the car in the garage for the last time. And yeah, so we are on to bigger and better, I promise you. But next clip, I will be driving the car, my last final drive to the airport to go pick up the new owner, and I will catch back up with you guys then. Guys, so today is the day. I'm on my final drive of the STI. Actually got to head to the office for a little bit, and then we'll be heading out in the afternoon to drop it off with the new owner. But as I mentioned, I figured I would take you guys along, kind of share the journey with you. But yeah, I'm gonna get some gas as well. I need to get some Shell 93, which is what I always use in this car. But I figured I would do one last cold start in the garage and my final morning drive. So I'll catch back up with you guys in a little while once we're headed to the airport to go pick up the new owner. All right, guys, so we are on our final drive. We are headed to the airport. We're about 47 minutes out, and a little surreal, but at the same time, I'm happy it's going to a great new owner. I'm probably not going to put much on camera just because I'm going to protect his privacy and all that. And, you know, I just kind of want to go over the car with him and just, you know, give him the experience you know, that he's looking for. I don't want to shove a camera in his face and everything. Wow, it's a nice A7. Hoping to get some exterior shots so you guys can see the car one last time. And yeah, so let me head up there. Thankfully, we got a beautiful day, and it's pretty warm out. It's 66 out. And yeah, so it should be a pretty easy and smooth transition. So let me finish up the drive, and then I'll catch back up with you guys in a little while. All right, guys, so I'm waiting in the little cell phone lot thing. The plane is supposed to land in a couple minutes, so I'm going to wait to hear from the buyer. And then once he lets me know that he's off and everything, I'll go and head over to his terminal. But yeah, last drive, it was great. I got almost 24 miles a gallon, and it was a really nice cruise. It's always nerve-wracking, obviously, driving a car that's not yours anymore, especially through a busy city like Philadelphia. But we got here okay, everything is good. So now is the final part of the transaction, the last leg of the race, if you want to call it that. And yeah, so hopefully I can get some footage for you guys outside the car and kind of its final exterior shots. But yeah, I'll let you guys know in a little bit. So yes, the STI has moved on to greener pastures. I'm sorry I really didn't get much footage of the car leaving. Like I said, I wanted to give the new owner, just respect. I didn't want to shove a camera in their face and make them feel uncomfortable. Lots of questions, kind of, chit-chatting and everything, and I really didn't want to ruin the experience for them. By trying to create content for you guys. The whole transaction was fantastic, super smooth. I'm very, very happy with who the car went to. They were a much older gentleman in his 60s. He was retired. They actually owned a 2011 STI hatchback, and he was ready to move on to a newer type of STI. And I don't think he could have picked a better example. Very, very happy with how everything turned out. And I know the new owner is over the moon with the car. Unfortunately, the new owner is not very active on social media or the internet in general. They're very, very kind of private. So unfortunately, we're not going to be able to see the progress of it and see kind of where it goes with the new owner. But thankfully, I'll be keeping in touch with him. He'll be giving me some updates over time, kind of seeing where the car goes and how he's enjoying it and everything. And if I do get any updates, I'll be sure to update you guys. So why did I decide to sell the STI? So I did a full video on it last year at the end of the year as to why I really wanted to move on to a new project. But just to give some cliff notes, I just really wanted to move on to a new experience. I've had that car for 6 years. I've done every single thing that I wanted to possibly do to it. And I just felt very, very complete with it. 6 years for me is a very, very long time to own a car. Usually I was every 2 to 3 years I was switching up. And having it for 6, I really felt like I've checked that box. So it was a fantastic car. I really, really enjoyed my ownership. It was easily the best car I've ever owned. I've probably enjoyed that car most out of anything that I've owned. And I really had an attachment to it. It had a lot of meaning to me just because we started the channel basically with the car. And that's why you guys have tuned in, subscribed to me, and been following me along for the STI. So I get it. I get why some of you may be a little upset. But at the same time, I know a lot of you are very, very excited to see this next venture I'm about to take. I know a lot of you are supporting me and willing to kind of stick it through and kind of see where this whole thing takes me. So just to give some clarity, back in 2022, the beginning of the year, I actually sold the STI very loosely. I got a deposit on it, and it was going to be sold, but that ended up falling through. So because that fell through, I was like, you know what? I'm going to give this car one more year. I'm going to do everything else that I want to do to it. I'm going to do a turbo, external wastegate, get my dream wheels, and just take it to a level that I've always wanted to take it. And at the end of 2022, I would decide what I would want to do at the end of the year. And that's what I did. I got to enjoy it for an entire extra year. I did everything. We did the Blash 1.5 turbo, external wastegate. I did my Volk CE28s, and I got to go to Wicked Big Meat and everything. And so I got to do a lot more things with the car that I didn't think I was going to experience. So I'm very, very thankful for that. And the end of the year started coming up, and I was like, okay, what do you want to do? Do you gonna plan on keeping this car forever? Do you want to build the motor and just keep it for another 6 years? What do you want to do? But ultimately, I still had that feeling of, hey, I want to move on to something else. And with that feeling right there of dropping the money that I would have put into the car to build the motor and make it even more crazy, it just didn't make sense in my mind. Me taking that money and putting it into a new project that I can be excited about and share with you guys was more exciting to me than continuing to build the STI. I know a lot of you were interested in a version 2, and I did kind of talk about doing one. But at the end of the day, I knew I was going to be in a very, very similar situation in 6, 7, 8 months to a year from now, I would want to move on to something else. So putting all that money back into it, rebuilding it in a way, possibly building the motor, I just know myself better than anybody else, and I know I would still have those similar feelings of wanting to move on. So that is ultimately what made me decide on letting it go. So what I ended up doing was parting out kind of the exterior stuff, the carbon, a lot of the fluff is what I called it, the stuff that really didn't change the feel, the drive, or the experience of the car, just the way it kind of looked. So my plan was to part out as much as I possibly could on the exterior, just kind of the dress up stuff, and then bring it back to a stock-like state. So it was a little bit easier to sell, kind of opened up my market a little bit more, because selling as is in this market was just not possible. A lot of people were looking at different cars for the price that I was looking for at, the car as is. And I knew that, but when it came down to it, I was like, you know what? If I really want to sell this car, I think it's best to kind of part some things out and bring it down to a more reasonable amount. So that is what I did. I parted out a ton of stuff. I did very well on the part out, which I was very, very happy with, better than I thought I would do with it. And then on December 6th, 2022, I officially listed it for sale. I didn't really push the sale of the car. I wasn't dropping the price every single week or anything like that just to get it sold. I was like, you know what? This is the price that I want for it. This is what makes sense to me. Otherwise, I'd rather keep it. I don't really feel like negotiating or haggling. This is the price that I feel comfortable letting the car go for. Now, a lot of people may have not agreed with it or thought it was too much or whatever, but ultimately I ended up getting what I wanted for it, and I was very, very happy with the deal. So over the next 3 months, the car is for sale. I kind of had it up in a few places, but again, I wasn't pushing it or anything. Didn't really push the sale because I wanted somebody to come to me. And I don't mean that in a way like, ooh, I want to buy your car because of what you do. I simply just wanted to find that right person. And with a car as specific as mine, with everything done to it, I knew it was going to take a little bit of time to find that one specific person. Mods don't add value and all that stuff. Like, I get it. I've been there before. But to that one person, it does. And somebody can appreciate the time, effort, labor, and money put into it. And that's exactly what happened. Someone came along and purchased it 2 days after my 6-year anniversary with the car. And, they wanted the car. They knew about it. They knew every single detail. And it was that one person that I'm talking about, the one person that appreciated everything. And they came forward to me, said, hey, I want the car. And and here we are today. And everything went through. Everything was nice and smooth. And I couldn't be happier with how everything went and the sale of the car. So what's to come for the channel? What are we going to do? What's the replacement? Well, as of right now, I am in hardcore shopping mode. Every single day, probably 10, 12 times a day, I am scouring the internet for the replacements. Right now, as I mentioned in other videos, the car market is absolutely crazy. Prices for things are literally doubled from what they used to be 3 years ago. So it's kind of hard to justify certain cars when I know what they're actually worth. And it's just interesting to see in this market right now and kind of waiting for that bubble to pop. Now, when that will happen, I don't know. But it's going to happen at some point, and I'm keeping a close eye on things. But I do have a very good idea of where I want to go. Now, I'm taking the same mindset that I took with the STI. I didn't want to buy an STI until I was 100% ready. I always say that there's 2 ways to buy cars. There's one that, yeah, I can buy it, and the other one, yeah, I can afford it. Buying it, yep, you can buy the car, you can enjoy it, but you can't do much to it. If something goes wrong with the car, you're going to be stressed out and worried, if you're going to be able to fix it or what you're going to do. Being able to afford a car is very, very different. I want to be in that stage where I can afford it and I feel comfortable purchasing a car of this caliber, that it's going to make the ownership that much more enjoyable. I don't want to be worried about anything. I want to enjoy a car to its fullest, be able to modify it the way that I want to do to it, just like I did with the STI, and not have to worry about, if I'm going to eat that week or something like that. I'm not going to put myself in that position. And I just want to make sure that I am 100% committed and fully ready for this next chapter. So what I'm trying to say is that the replacement may come tomorrow. It may come a year from now. I really don't know. But I am going to take my time. I know you want to see a replacement tomorrow in the next video. But you know, in the reality of things, this is my life, and I'm making sure that the next move is something that I want to do. I'm not doing it for YouTube or just to get views or anything like that. As you guys know, I want to make sure the next car, the next replacement, the next project is something that I'm truly going to enjoy for many, many years. When I bought the STI, or before I bought it, I said I wanted something that was going to keep my interest for at least 5 years. And sure enough, the STI did, plus that. So I want to make sure this next car is the same thing. I want to make sure that what I end up getting into is going to really keep my interest for a very, very long time. Something that I can devote my efforts to and really, really make it a special car. Because as much as I love cars, I really don't like bouncing back and forth and, you know, getting a car every couple months. That's just, it's not where I want to be. It sounds great, but it's not in my DNA. It's just not what I want to do. And plus in life, you know, cars are a big part of it for me. But you know, I have other priorities. I'm a dad, I'm a homeowner and everything. I have a full-time job. So there's a lot of other things in life that I'm more focused on than just cars, as important as they are to me. What I'm trying to say is that I'm really going to take my time finding the right car. Because I always said, and I've told you guys this before, that if I sold the STI, it was going to be, the replacement was going to have to be worthwhile. It wasn't going to be a lateral move. I wasn't going to move into a similar type of car. It was going to be for something really, really big and something that I've always dreamed of. So that is my plan. That is what I'm going to be doing. Now, as for the channel, I have some truck stuff coming up. I will be doing videos on that. I have a bed cover sitting right here. I'm still waiting on a few other mods for it as well. But I'm taking a break, as you guys know. I've been doing this for 3.5 years. I've been filming videos 3 times a week for the last 3.5 years. In the beginning, as I mentioned, I was doing 5 videos when I had a little bit more time, but I eventually moved over to 3 videos a week, which was more manageable for my schedule, something that I can handle, and I've kept that up for 3.5 years. This is not to say that I'm not going to be making videos anymore, because I'm 100% going to be. I'm just not going to be pressuring myself to stick to a schedule and really, really, you know, try to get videos out just to stick to my own personal goal. I'm only going to put videos out that I want to put out when I have them. You know, I'm going to try to get out as much as I possibly can, because I really do enjoy doing this. But, you know, I'm not going to pressure myself. I did feel myself getting a little you know, stressed, and I felt overwhelmed at times when I was trying to get these videos out 3 times a week. But that's just me. You know, it's not that I had to keep up with anything or any contracts or anything like that. That's why I never took any sponsorships. It was just my own personal kind of goals and, you know, kind of my mind and the way that I work. So I will be putting videos out, and I promise you I'll be taking you guys along for the new journey with the new car from day one. You know, when I do find it, to when picking it up and bringing it home and everything. I'm going to share that all with you guys. But for right now, I'm just really, really enjoying the time off. It feels really nice. As much as I love doing these videos, it's really cool to just kind of chill out and be able to hang out with my kids and not have to worry about getting content out and all that. I think now is a good time to be able to do that while I'm searching and just kind of hunting for the right car. So I actually did plan on making a kind of exit interview, a full roundup video of the STI, what I thought of my ownership over the last 6 years. But truth be told, this was not planned, but my 6-year anniversary video that I put out 2 days prior to its selling was the perfect wrap up. If you go back to that video and kind of hear all my thoughts, and then the kind of final kind of few shots of me in the car talking about how great of a car it was over the last 6 years and what it's done for me and everything, I feel like that's the best way I could put it. If I put out another video explaining how great of a car it was to me, it would pretty much be verbatim. So I kind of left it at that, and I felt like that was a great kind of send-off for the car. Kind of closing that chapter, explaining what this car did for me over the last 6 years, how great it was, not only for the channel, but for me personally. And I really, really felt like that was the best way to kind of close it out. Again, it wasn't planned. It just kind of worked out that way, where the car sold, you know, 2 days later. And I felt really good about the words and everything that came out in that video. So I felt like it was only right to kind of leave it at that. So I know this is very long-winded. I know it was kind of detailed, and I've talked a lot and everything. I understand that. And I'm sure a lot of you didn't watch this full video, but I really wanted to sit down and kind of explain everything as to who, what, and why. And because I know a lot of you always have questions about that stuff. And I felt like it was only right to kind of sit down and talk with you guys after all this time with the STI. It has been an absolute amazing journey. I cannot thank you guys enough. Seriously, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for all the support with that car and kind of just the community that we have built from that car on this channel. I understand a lot of you have followed me for that car, and that's fine. I totally understand that. But if you guys are interested in my mindset and the way that I modify cars, and I guess the way that I make my videos, kind of raw, uncut in a way, I assure you, you're going to enjoy the next phase, because it's going to be exactly the same format, the same exact thing, just with a different platform, a different project. And I'm looking forward to kind of opening up people's eyes to this platform and seeing, you know, another great experience that I can share with you guys. Again, thank you to everybody that subscribes. Thank you to everybody that watches and everything. Thank you to all the vendors, all the people that I have met through the STI. It has been a very long journey for me, and it's one of them that I will never forget. So thank you guys. I really do appreciate it, but there is plenty more to come. I assure you, I'm incredibly excited, as I said 1,000 times in this video, and I hope you are too. But that's got to wrap it up for this one, guys, and that's got to wrap it up for my STI journey. But the STI chapter has closed in my book, but the great part is a new chapter is just beginning with a new project, and I hope you guys are excited. But if you guys have any questions at all, be sure to ask them below. But in the meantime, keep it clean, keep it simple, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.